Well, welcome to Team Heart, guys. You are taking a look at our launch guide. I'm so excited that you made the investment to come into LifeVantage and to partner with us. This is our simple training. We're going to walk you through step by step to teach you how to crawl, walk, then run. Now, if we effectively do this together, this step-by-step system, it's really like paint by number. It's so proven. It is going to help you get your first couple of customers and definitely your first couple of distributors so that you can begin creating profit in your new home-based business, because we're going to teach you how to be a successful entrepreneur here in Team Heart. Now, I want to say this guide is kind of like our Bible to Team Heart. It's kind of like the foundational thing that you're going to hear over and over and over, and you can use this training time and time again to put yourself into personal momentum, okay? So this is something, guys, if you need to ever get back into phase one and want to get some more customers, just come back to this, because this is really step one of our plan. So we're going to go into this packet, and if you guys have printed it off and already filled it out, or you can fill it out with us, we will actually walk you through step by step. So step one is the getting started checklist. And the first part of getting started is really setting your goals. So I'm joined by one of our co-founders of Team Heart, an elite ranked distributor, Tara Wilson, who is I call her the millionaire mommy. She is a very successful multimillionaire out there in the Bay Area, has made a living in the home-based business industry. And these trainings, these steps, Tara, you shared with me that these are the exact things that you have done and shared with your team time and time again. I think you mentioned that over the last 6 years, you've done 170 million in revenue in your team. So I have a feeling that you're going to drop some nuggets today. So talk to us a little bit about your goals and objectives, or I should say, helping our new people create their goals and objectives.
Well, absolutely, Rachel, and thank you guys for investing a few minutes with us tonight to help really launch your business the correct way. The first thing you want to do is set your goals and objectives. What do you want out of the business? What are the incomes you want to make? What philanthropy do you want? What debt do you want to pay off? Do you want to connect with people? Do you want to help with people's health? This is very important to outline really when you're getting started in a business, what you exactly want out of it. And I would also recommend sharing that with your upline, your business partners, and even your spouse to really get their buy-in to understand what you're doing and why you're doing this. So the recommended goal here at Team Heart is we'd like everyone to get the first rank of the company, which is $1,000 in organizational volume, or if this is actually international, so 1,000 in organizational volume. And of course, because of the currency changes around the world, they stabilize it as using organizational volume to keep it even. But that is, you can be achieved through customers, through distributors in your team, and you must have at least one personally enrolled team member, which we call a leg. And so take a minute right now with your guide and write, I am Pro 1 on or before which date. Now, some people enroll at the Platinum, which is 1,000 in OV, and go out and enroll a friend and can hit this within, literally minutes, hours, or days, or weeks of, enrolling. So write down right now what your objective is and when you'd like to hit Pro 1 in your business.
I think, Tara, so many of us think so much bigger than just one distributor on our team, but some of us, it's like, okay, we just want the next step. So that is perfect, guys. When are you going to hit Pro 1? Write it down, write that date. Now, the next step of getting started, we got to set up your website. If you haven't done this already, go and log into your EVO, that's our eVirtual Back Office. You have your ID number that you were given when you signed up and the password that you set up. If you go to Account Services under Business Admin, you can set up your own replicated website. This is free from LifeVantage, and it's going to be either your ID number or a username that you select. And you're going to want to write down your website because, man, you're going to be passing this out all of the time. Now, we also need to make sure that you're qualified to be paid. Now, we have a philosophy in Team Heart. You can get in where you fit in. Many of us chose to invest in a pack. I know Tara and I both got started on a Platinum because we wanted product and we wanted samples and marketing material and event tickets. These packs contain everything you need to successfully build a business. Plus, many of our markets, they do contain event tickets, which are awesome. These packs also help you qualify for the maximum commissions. So it's important, guys, that you start off successfully. If you haven't yet bought a pack, set your sights on doing that or make the investment into your business today, because I feel like my perspective after being in this industry for 11 years is that you need to try the products. You need to taste everything. You need to sample. You need to try the true science. You need to feel how great it feels on your skin in order to talk about it, in order to share authentically. Now, it's also important that you set up a monthly order. We call this an auto ship. Now, one thing you have to understand is that we have 2 tiers of commissions. So if you're having 100 to 199 in personal volumes, you're going to earn 30% in Smart Start bonuses. But if you have over 200 in personal volume, you're going to earn 40%. So 100 on 199 is minimum commissions. 200 or more is maximum commissions. Now, you don't have to put all of that on auto ship. Guys, this is about building a business that is profitable for you. But you do have to have a minimum purchase every single month of at least 40 PV. One of the easiest ways to do that is just make sure you set up per tandem. Like, I can imagine any distributor not being on our per tandem Nerf 2. But if you have other products you want to get monthly, have for your personal supply or usage, put them on auto ship now. But the good news, only 40 has to come from you. The other remaining volume, either the 60 to get to 100 or the 160 to get over 200, can be done through your customer sales, which is pretty exciting. So again, just make sure you check the pack that you purchase or plan to purchase and make sure that you confirm your auto ship amount so that you're qualified to be paid. This is really crucial, guys. Make sure that every single month you have over 100 in PV. Now, step 2 is database. So we're going to be talking about building your database, which is really the lifeblood of your business. This is important so you guys can actually identify and track your contacts. So this is just the start of it. I'm going to share with you guys some ideas of where to find people, how to connect with them, and also how to expand your list over time. Now, it's really key that you use the contact tracker that we have in the launch guide, because it's important that you stay organized. And I want you right now to immediately begin writing down a couple of names that you thought of when starting the LifeVantage business. Maybe you thought like your friends that are really healthy and they're really into this kind of stuff. Or maybe you have a couple friends that are not so healthy and they really need to get into this kind of stuff. Maybe you have friends that are wellness professionals or doctors or, social butterflies that would kill it in a business like this. They have a ton of Facebook friends. Ultimately, guys, write down everybody's name. Do not prejudge anybody. Just because you write down their name doesn't mean we need to call them right this second. But guys, just because somebody is successful doesn't mean that they wouldn't see this business. In fact, sometimes the most successful people do. And that's why they're successful. They see opportunity. And just because somebody you think maybe doesn't have the time or doesn't have the money, that might be the exact reason why they are praying for an opportunity to fall in their lap. So write down everybody's name. And I really recommend, guys, that you use your Facebook, your LinkedIn, go through the contacts on your cell phone, or use the attached memory jogger on our Launch Guide training site. You can download that, and that will actually spur your memory of who you know. Now, you can write down people that are in your immediate family, friends, church contacts, all that. And you can also write down people that maybe you have lost contact with or haven't been connected with as much the last couple of years. Now, I will say that I always recommend that we're going to probably start with your warmest contacts. It's always good that we're going to practice and kind of contact and share this first with people that love you and that trust you and that because, I don't call my chicken list person the first time. I want to get the marbles out of my mouth first. I want to, kind of just get used to sharing it. So warm up with your warmest people, and then you'll be able to use this tracker to say and make sure who has seen the ABC video and who has attended a launch event. So take a few moments right now and start writing out a list. I'm going to challenge you to get to 50 names over the next couple of seconds. Now, step 3 is the invite. Tara, you're probably one of the best inviters that I've ever met. You connect with people so well, and you've been doing this for now over 9 years. You always tell people to be you and be authentic. Talk to us a little bit about some just really simple ways to invite people to take a look at the ABC Primetime and to come to the launch call or the launch event.
Absolutely. This is the most critical skill. It doesn't matter, who you are, what kind of success you had before, how much knowledge you have, how much experience. Nothing happens in network marketing until an invitation goes out. Whether you use text, email, Facebook, Instagram, phone call, Skywrite, knock on doors, whatever it is, this is the most critical skill. And it's also the one that I think people take for granted. You really need to be comfortable with inviting. The first few invitations should be your friends, your family, your parents, your siblings, your neighbors, people who like you. And this is proven that, there are some scripts that we've used, and feel free to find out what's comfortable for you and write it down and then keep saying that. For example, when I got started in network marketing almost 10 years ago, my brother and sister said to me, we found a health product and there's a lot of money to be made with it. You got to take a look. So guess what I did? I went around for months and months and months saying, I just got involved with a health company and there's a lot of money to be made. You need to take a look. And that's what I did because that's what was done to me. So what works? What has people said to you to get you to join? What are other people doing? But here's some that we have asked that are proven. You might send a text to your best friend, hey, can you talk? Or when can we chat? I'm running out the door, but I need to talk to you really fast. And then less is more. I have something really important to talk to you. I just found out about something incredible. Whatever it is, get them on the phone. What to say to your friends and family? Hey, Dad, I just came across an ABC Primetime Investigative report that literally blew my mind. You've got to see this. You have a few minutes if I send it to you now. You should never be nervous. And the only reason you'd be nervous is if you feel you have to go into selling mode. There is no selling during the invitation process. This is just getting somebody to watch the information. In our case, it's abcyellowpill.com. My favorite one is to talk to my best friends or my gals, people that I know that might love skin creams or Botox or really care about what they look is, oh my gosh, I just found the Fountain of Youth. You've got to watch this video now. What woman wouldn't watch it? Guys, don't overthink this. Or, hey, John, I'm launching a new business this Thursday at 7 p.m. on a conference call. It's going to be about 30 minutes. You have to learn more about this. Can I count on you to be there to learn more? Or can you show up and just support me? Or I'd love your feedback. What do you say with a business professional or someone you look up to? We call that your chicken list. Oh, hey, Miss Johnson, I just launched a new business project in the wellness industry with a multi-patented product and 22 peer-reviewed published studies. You got to hear about this. Can you be on a quick call on this day and time? Now, I think a lot of people are scared to start the conversation because you're fearful that they're going to ask you the dreaded questions. Oh, is it one of those things? Did you get involved in something? What if they ask questions? Hey, just take a look at the information. It will answer a lot of the questions. So if people say, hey, is it one of those things? Hey, the company is publicly traded and has already done over $1 billion in sales. That's actually $1 billion. I actually added it up the other day, Rachel. Wow. I looked online and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. They've done over $1 billion in sales right there. Publicly traded, billion in sales, credibility. You need to see exactly what I saw and heard. Trust me, can you make it on this time? Or can you watch this video? Or can you be at my house? If you're posting on Facebook, we have Team Heart social media images. Rachel did a beautiful job creating dozens of things for your banner, for your Facebook, little shareables. Hey, launching a new business tonight. Time, conference call, message me for details. Why do you want them to message you? Because if you put the phone number, you won't know if they actually show up. Well, there is reports and stuff, but some people are clever and actually know how to block their number, or they don't write their name when they're logging on. What to say if they can't make it? No problem, but we have to talk right away. When is as soon as you can check out a few videos to see the information? Guys, keep it simple. And again, please watch the full version underneath the Blueprint Training Basics. Back to you, Rachel.
I love what one of our elites in the UK shared. She always talks about the invitation with the airline stewardess, the airline hostesses. And, if you think about a long haul flight, we've done a lot of red eyes to and from Europe and over to Australia and back. And, some people that are flying, some want coffee, some want tea, some want a Diet Coke, some are asleep, some are reading, some don't want anything. But later down the flight, when the flight attendants come back, sometimes the people that were asleep earlier, now they want something. Or now the ones that had headphones in, now they're interested in a cup of coffee. That air hostess, that flight attendant has zero attachment to people's outcomes. They don't shake people to wake them up. Oh my God, could you imagine? Or try to convince them it's the best brewed coffee ever, right? They are not, disheartened when people aren't interested either. We're just going to invite people to take a look, and always send your personal website with the abcyellowpill.com. I have found, Tara, oh my God, sometimes going back to people that ask for information that I shared, I get a customer notification and I'm like, who's this? And I look back on like my text messages or Facebook and I'm like, oh my God, I sent them, this information like 4 months ago and they finally purchased. Now, guys, as Tara said, this is a 27-minute training on its own. And if you go to Team Heart Academy or Blueprint Basics, you'll be able to listen and learn from Tara's great strategies. Now, step 4 is telling the story. Now, you're new, and so the good news is you don't have to master the presentation. Your support team or our tools will tell the LifeVantage story. Now, an effective LifeVantage story, a complete LifeVantage story, includes your story, the company story, and the residual income story. So right now, what you want to do is schedule your first few launch events, because this is how you're going to learn how it's done. This is exciting. Everybody wants to attend a launch event. There's a bit of a fear of loss there. They're like, well, I don't want to miss it. This is your shot to launch your business. So we're going to schedule 3 launch events in your first 10 days, and these can be either done on a call or a Zoom or whatever your upline Pro 3 and above uses for technology in your market. And it also could be done at a party or a home meeting, okay? So set up your date and times right now, and I encourage you immediately send it to your sponsor and let them know that you booked it. Now, if you do have somebody right now that you would love to share the opportunity with and the LifeVantage story, but maybe your launch event isn't for a couple of days, don't worry. We have Team Heart overviews that share all about the LifeVantage story, and it's done for you. They're about 30 to 35 minutes long, and you can access those at teamheart.net/overview. Now, Tara, after we've done the launch events, obviously as a new distributor, they're learning from their Pro 3 and above upline who's sharing the story and they're taking notes, but they got all these people now in the funnel that have heard the information. Let's talk about follow-up.
Yes, and I'm very passionate about this because there are 3 core things that you need to be excellent at. You need to master, and that is invite, show the story, and follow up. So after your launch event or your call, or they've watched a video, or they've gone to the overview, or your house, immediately follow up with them to collect a decision and say, hey, what did you like best? Where do you see yourself fitting in with LifeVantage? Do you see yourself being a customer for one or more of the products? Do you see yourself wanting to start a business, whether it's part-time or full-time? And do you see yourself being a referrer? After taking a look at the information, mom, sister, brother, friend, I would love it if you knew somebody that could benefit from either the financial opportunity or the products. So the average person needs anywhere from 5 to 12 contacts. Now, what follow-up is and what it's not. Follow-up is not bothering and bantering, begging and convincing. Following up is getting people information enough to say yes or to say no. Sales is nothing more than giving people information to make a decision. If they say, okay, well, I need to know about this, great, give them the information. All right, do you have everything you need to make a decision if you'd like to be a customer or if you'd like to partner up? And if they haven't made a decision, usually it's because they're lacking some kind of information. Like if you're talking to a woman and she's hesitant of ordering the products, you might say, what's going on? She could be pregnant. She could be on medication. So find out what people's needs are, and then of course give them the information. And follow up is a series of contacts where you're just satisfying their curiosity or whatever information they need to actually make that decision, whether they want to be your distributor or your customer. So this is crucial, guys. The average person takes about 5 to 12 contacts, so do not stop. And there will be very shortly another full follow-up that I will be doing that will be in the Blueprint Basics as well.
Oh, I love it. And Tara, I love the story that, Carrie Dickey had followed up with you for many years before we joined LifeVantage. And so we weren't ready. We weren't open. So sometimes the people, it's just not now. It'll be later. Remember the flight attendant and the stewardess example. Let's talk about closing. Now, I know that some people, they're thinking closing, sales. Here's what I'm going to assure you is that people know there's an end to the process. Like, everybody knows that there's an end. And if you do not close, You rob them of the experience, okay? You got to ask them. One of my favorite things is after somebody has seen the information or heard the launch event or attended a home party, I ask them, what do you like best about what you heard? If we're in person, what do you like best about what you just saw? What do you love about that? What did you like best? And then I'd love to give them two options. We call it like a slot close, which is, hey, do you want to be a customer, use the products, or do you want to be a distributor like me and use the products, but also build a business? Figure out something that feels, authentic to you. But to my mind, it's like, hey, you got two options. Either you're going to be on these products, live longer, feel healthier, or you're going to make some money with me. Which is it going to be? And if they still have concerns, if they have questions, an objection is really just a question. So if you can tell that they're hemming and hawing, or I need to think about it, or whatever, ask them, what further information do you need to make a decision? What other questions do you have before you get started? Give them the appropriate tools to help them make a decision. Everything on teamheart.net has been simply categorized. teamheart.net/research. All of our files on research and patents. teamheart.net/comp plan. Our compensation plan training and summaries. Guys, at the end of the day, any concerns, questions, objections that you get, they just boil down to one question. Imagine that person that you're talking to is wearing a little Post-it note on their forehead. They're just wondering, will this product and business work for me? So really just sharing your feelings, your experience. Some of the ideas that to resolve a concern, like time or money, is say, I don't know about that. All I know is story. Somebody doesn't have the money. I don't know about that. All I know is my friend Sherry, she didn't have the money either. She was, stay-at-home grandma. Her husband worked out of the house. They only had one car. They had no credit cards. So she got started on the starter kit, and we launched her business that night. She actually signed up over 25 people her first 26 days and made over $1,100. So I don't know about the fact that you don't have enough money, but all I know is that if we want to go to work, we can actually change your life. Now, you can also use third party, right? So if you have somebody that's seen the ABC video and they've been to a launch event or on a call, you might want to actually get them on a 3-way call with your support team. So one of your Pro 3s and above. And this is really just a little conference call or a Zoom where you get on with your contact and your upline, and they can hear from your upline story, and they can hear, have the upline answer questions and resolve any concerns. And sometimes just that third party credibility that somebody else is succeeding because you're new, right? You're just getting started in your business. So they can hear somebody making 500, 1,000, 10,000 a month, right? And maybe somebody just like them and with similar backgrounds. So guys, if you need to use third party, use it. It's effective when helping somebody become a distributor, okay? Now, step 7 is being accountable. Man, is this business? It's 110%. It's up to you. So talk about some of the things that you got to put on your calendar and, really the mindset of owning your business.
Yes, this is very critical because we can show you and teach you and mentor you and guide you, but at the end of the day, you have to make the calls. It's your network, it's your friends, it's your family, it's your business. I advised Rachel when she came to me 6 years ago to go and make a list of 200 and make 200 phone calls, and she did, and that has earned her millions of dollars. I give the same advice to everybody. Some make 10 phone calls, some make 5. At the end of the day, I'm happy to help you any way I can, Rachel, all of your upline, all of your leaders, but at the end of the day, you have to treat this like a business. And the reason that it's, many of us have had success is because it is a business to us. I don't wake up and go, oh, should I work on that little LifeVantage business? It's like, it's my business, and that's all I think about. Not all I think about, but this is very important to me. So going to events is important. You have to learn the skills, the mindset, the training. You got to hear from the scientists. You got to hear from the doctors. You got to hear from other people. It's like buying a franchise and having the opportunity to go hear from the top 10 to 20 franchise owners in the country. Would you do that? Of course you would. Why? Because you would want to take that $250,000, for example, for a Subway franchise and and learn how to turn it into a profitable business. That's the same here. This doesn't come by magic or by wishing or hoping or praying or thinking or setting goals. This comes by treating this like a business and doing all the steps that it takes. So register for the next convention. Get involved in the LifeVantage Academy the third Saturday of every month. Get on the Team Heart weekly calls in every market. Hear from the top leaders. Hear from the newest stories. Hear from the people that are out there doing the things that you should be doing or you desire to do, and giving you tips, and you can grab that nugget, go apply it, and have success. BigBlueCalendar.com is all the events in the entire LifeVantage community. You go LifeVantageAcademy.com. Get your login details. And we're always putting out trainings. Rachel and all the leaders and myself, I have lunch and learns. In fact, I have a lot of lunch and learns that talk about self-discipline and having those inside victories, doing the things you need to do, even when you feel like you don't want to do them, even when you're scared, even when you're discouraged. And if you are feeling that you need accountability, please reach around to anybody in the community, and we're happy to hold you accountable and guide you on all of these principles that we've done to turn our businesses into very profitable ventures. Back to you, Rachel.
All right, guys, so you have learned the 7 simple steps: getting started checklist, creating your database, inviting, telling the story, follow up, closing and resolving concerns, and of course, being accountable. Here at Team Heart, we have done our best to create a simple system to teach you how to crawl, walk, then run. If you're wondering where any of these other great trainings are, any of our tools, any of our resources, check out teamheart.net. Password is heart training, one word, lowercase. And guys, take a look at this. Everything is here that you might need to succeed. Our overviews for every country, our presentation PowerPoints, research files, scripts, trainings, everything, it's galore. So take a look here, and if you haven't yet, connect into our Facebook groups, pop in here and ask a question. We're here to help, we're here to support you, and we're here, and we cannot wait to see you succeed and just witness your journey alongside in Team Heart. So thank you so much.